Okay, good morning students. In our previous video, we discussed about the colligative properties, four colligative properties, mainly relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation of boiling point, osmotic pressure, and depression freezing point. So out of these four, we already discussed relative lowering of vapor pressure as well as which one, elevation of boiling point. In this session, we discussed two more important colligative properties, that is osmotic pressure and depression freezing point. Okay, so before going that, what is osmosis and what is the osmotic pressure and what are the materials required for osmosis, everything will be discussed in this session. Okay, so what is osmosis? What is osmosis process? So one thing you remember, in the osmosis process, always the solvent particles or solvent molecules only permeable through the semi-permeable membrane. So everyone should remember that always solvent particles only penetrate through the semi-permeable membrane, but not solute particle. Okay, so osmosis means when the solution and its pure solvent separated by a semi-permeable membrane, then what happened? From the solvent, pure solvent, the solvent molecules are penetrate through semi-permeable membrane into the which one? Solution. Such a process is called as which one? Osmosis. Means the spontaneous flow of solvent molecules from pure solvent to dilute solution through the semi-permeable membrane or from dilute solution to concentration solution. Yep. So that is the which one? Osmosis process. The spontaneous flow of which one? Solvent molecules from a pure solvent to dilute solution through a semi-permeable membrane is called as a which one? Osmosis. Means, observe here diagram. So this is the pure solvent. This one is dilute solution. Here it is a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, semi-permeable membrane. So once observe here, this is a pure solvent and this is a dilute solution. So the spontaneous motion of which one solvent molecules of which one pure solvent to which one dilute solution through which one a semi-permeable membrane, then such process is called as which one osmosis. So I am already told you osmosis process is only occurs due to the motion of which ones solvent particles only, but not solute particles. So here the same pressure is acting here, which one the atmospheric pressure is acting on here, but what happened under the atmospheric pressure the solvent molecules are penetrate through or permeable through which one a semi-permeable membrane into the which one solution. Such a process is called as which one osmosis. So this osmosis is a Greek word. Which one? It is a Greek word osmos, means to push. Which one? Which one is pushed here? The solvent molecules are pushed through which one? Semi-permeable membrane into the solution. Clear? Such a process is called as which one? Osmosis. So this will happens in our daily life, daily examples. Okay. So what are the one? So why you are keeping the wilted flowers? Wilted flowers. Then what happened? Those again open itself as appearance at a fresh flowers. As well as which one? If the raw mangoes means kacha mangoes, when keeping saline water or salt water or in pickle state, what happened? It will be shrink itself. So in both cases, what happened? The fluids transpose, means the process of osmosis is going on here. The process of osmosis is going on in the case of both the wilted flowers as well as which one? In the case of the raw mangoes, which is kept in pickled state or in saline water like that. Okay, as well as the blood cells also happens. Later we will discuss about the plasmosis and hemolysis. That means hypotonic solutions and hypotonic solutions. Okay, clear now. So the process is called osmosis. Now what about the osmotic pressure? Okay, so what happened here? The solvent molecules are passes through permeable membrane into which one solution. If you want to stop the process of osmosis, that means the flow of solvent molecules into solution will be stopped when you are applying some external pressure on this one. External pressure apply on the solution. What happened? That solvent molecules does not enters into the which one? Solution. Such pressure, what are the pressure exerted on the solution in order to stop the which one? Solvent molecules, the penetration of solvent molecules to semi-permeable membrane. Such process or the such pressure is called as osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. Here this is a osmosis and the pressure required is called as osmotic pressure. So what is osmotic pressure definition? The external pressure which acts on solution in order to stop the solvent molecules into the solution by permeable membrane. The external pressure which acts on solution in order to stop the solvent molecules into the solution by permeable membrane. Such pressure is called which one? Osmotic pressure. Generally, it represents with which one? Pi. Osmotic pressure, pi. Clear? So this experimentally, the osmotic pressure, find that this osmotic pressure is directly proportional to concentration of the solution or molar concentration of the solution. So experimentally, you find that this pi means which one? Osmotic pressure is proportional to which one? Molar concentration of solution. Molar concentration of solution. That means pi proportional to C. Here C is called as molar concentration. By removing the proportionality constant multiplied with which one? A solution constant S and molar concentration C and which one? T. Because at constant temperature. Constant. So experimentally find that the molar the osmotic pressure of a solution is directly proportional to which one? Molar concentration of the solution. So that is pi proportional to C, where here by removing the proportionality multiplied with the constant which one? S. Here S is called solution constant. Solution constant. Or sometimes it is called as which one? Universal gas constant. That means the equation will be changed as a which one? Pi equal to CRT. Pi equal to CRT. Here C is the molar concentration, R is called solution constant, the universal gas constant, and T is called as a absolute temperature. Okay, so osmotic pressure means the external pressure which acts on the solution to prevent the inadvertent motion of which one? Solvent molecules into the solution by which one? Semi-permeable membrane. Such pressure is called as which one? Osmotic pressure. And this osmotic pressure is experimentally find that it is directly proportional to molar concentration of the solution at a constant temperature, that equal to pi equal to CRT. Okay, so from that, here the concentration means the concentration is expressed in which one? Molar concentration. Molar concentration means molarity. So how can you calculate the molarity? Molarity M equal to number of moles of the solution in V liters. So I can replace pi equal to, instead of C, I can write as a which one? N by VRT. N1 by VRT. Here N1 is the which one? N1 is a number of moles of solute in the solution. N1 is the which one? Number of moles of solute in the solution. So N1 is calculated as a which one? N1 equal to, that means number of moles. How can we calculate? Weight of solute by GMW of solute. That is W1 by capital M1. That means instead of N1, I can represent which one? With W by M1. That means pi V equal to which one? W1 by capital M1 into RT. From this one, we can easily calculate the unknown solute gram molecular weight. So M1 equal to W1 RT by pi into. So from the osmotic pressure, we can easily calculate the unknown gram molecular weight of solute. M1 equal to which one? W1 by W1 into RT by pi V. Clear? Okay. So what happened here now? Osmotic pressure is known. So by the osmotic pressure definition, pi equal to CRT. C is replaced by which one? N1 by V. N1 means number of moles of solute. Number of moles of solute can be written as which one? Weight of the solute by GMW of the solution. Then the GMW of the solution can be easily calculated by M1 equal to which one? W1 into RT by pi into V. Okay. So that is about the which one? Osmotic pressure. Now, if any two solutions have same osmotic pressure, then what we call as, okay, such are called as osmotonic solutions. Osmotic, isoosmotic solutions or isotonic solutions. So what are isotonic solutions and hypertonic solutions that will be discussed here. Isotonic solutions. The two solutions which have the same osmotic pressure. The two solutions which have the same osmotic pressure are called which one? Isotonic solutions or isoosmotic solution. Clear? So the solutions which have the same osmotic pressure are called as which one? Isotonic solutions, or those are also called as which one? Isoosmotic solution. Example, best example, fluid in the blood cell and saline water, which is 0.9 weight volume percentage. That means generally while you are in sick, then the doctor want to be inject the saline water. That saline water is called as saline water, which is 0.9 weight volume percentage. That means the two solutions have which one? Our fluid cells. That means the blood cells consisting of which one? Fluid. That fluid as well as whatever we externally injecting, that one is called as saline water. Both are in same osmotic pressure. So that's why without problem the doctor considered as a which one? Inject through our nerves. That means the two solutions have which one? Same osmotic pressure. If the blood cells are placed in more than the 0.9 weight volume percentage of saline water, what happens? Means if the 0.9 weight volume percentage is greater, then what happens? The osmotic pressure of the saline water is more. Then what happens here? The fluids which are in the blood cells that are comes out through the which one? Comes out through the semi-permeable membrane into outside. Such a process is called as a which one? Such phenomenon is called as a which one? Plasmolysis. Which one? That one is called as a plasmolysis. That means hypertonic solutions. If this one is more concentrated, more than 0.9%, then what happens? If those blood cells are present in saline water, then what happens? the fluids which are present in blood cells comes out through the semifluid membrane into outside. Such one is called as one plasmolysis, and that will happen in which one? Hypertonic solutions. Hypertonic solutions means the solutions which have more osmotic pressure, such solutions are called which one? Hypertonic solutions. Hypertonic solutions. Hypertonic solutions means this one is well known by biological students because they know about the plasmolysis and well as hemolysis. So in hypertonic solutions only, which one happens? Plasmolysis means from the cells the solvent moves out of the cell. Such processes happen in hypertonic solutions. Now which one? Hypotonic solutions. Hypotonic solution. The solution which have lower osmotic pressure. Which one? Hypotonic. So observe here. The solution which have more osmotic pressure is called as hypertonic, and the solution which have lower osmotic pressure is called as which one? Hypotonic solutions. So while the red blood cells is present in less than the 0.9 vitamin percentage of saline water, what happened? The solution, that means from the saline water, the solvent enter into the blood cells. Then the blood cells will be bulged out and finally burst out. Clear? So that will be happens in which one? Hypotonic solutions. So in hypotonic solutions, what the phenomena happen? Such one is called as hemolysis. Which one? Hemolysis. So that is the alligator property. Depression in freezing point. Depression in freezing point means when a non-volatile solute is dissolved in a pure solvent, what happens in its freezing point? So a simple example: take some glass of water and keep it in deep fridge, and take another glass of water and add a non-volatile solute like as a which one? Salt, and keep it in fridge. Which one is freezes first? That means the pure solvent freezes first, then which one? Solution. Why? What happens? The depression in freezing point will happen. So due to the addition of a non-volatile solute into the solvent, the freezing point will be decreases. Such phenomena is called as a which one? Depression of freezing point, and it is one of the colligative property. Why? Because it depends upon the number of solute particles but not the nature of solute. Clear? Such one is called as a which one? One of the colligative properties is called as depression freezing point. So before going that, what is freezing point? Means while you are keeping the fresh water or pure water in freezer, when it will freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. That means the freezing point of water is said to be which one? 0 degrees Celsius. So what is the freezing point here? Means it is the equilibrium attained between the vapor pressure of the liquid to vapor pressure of solid at a constant temperature is called as its freezing point. That means it is defined as which one? The freezing point is defined as the at a constant temperature the vapor pressure of the substance, of which substance? Liquid substance, to which one? The vapor pressure of the solid substance is equal at a particular temperature is called as which one? Freezing point, and the freezing point is measured in a in Kelvin or degree Celsius, whatever it may be. Okay. So what is the depression freezing point? So depression freezing point means the difference between the freezing point of pure solvent to which one? Difference in the freezing point of which one? Solution is called as which one? Difference in the freezing point or depression of the freezing point. So once observe here, the difference in the freezing point of pure solvent to which one? Freezing point of the solution is called as a depression of the freezing point, which is represented with a delta TF. So if the T naught F is considered as a freezing point of which one? Pure solvent, whereas TF is called as which one? Freezing point of a solution. Now the difference in the pure solvent to solution is called as which one? Depression of freezing point. Okay. Difference in freezing point is directly proportional to delta TF is directly proportional to which one here? Molar concentration of the solution. Here M is called molar concentration. Remember here, I am writing here molar, but not molar. Means, according to the definition of molarity, number of moles of solute in 1 kilogram of solvent is called as which one? Molar. So that's why. So while I am removing the proportionality constant multiplied with a proportionality constant Kf. Here the Kf is called cryoscopic constant. Cryoscopic constant, or else molar depression freezing point constant. Cryoscopic constant or molar depression freezing point constant or molar depression constant, whatever way, no problem at all. In the previous video, we discussed about the which one? Elevation of boiling point, that is termed as a KB. So KB is called as which one? Ebuloscopic constant. Here the Kf is called as which one? Cryoscopic constant. So now what is the units of which one? KB and Kf. So here Kf equal to what happened? Delta TF by small m. Delta TF by small m. Or before going that, delta TF equal to Kf into molarity means number of moles of solute, means N1 moles of solute is dissolved in W grams of W2 grams of which one? Kilograms. W2 kilograms of solvent. Now N1 means number of moles of solute, means the Kf is written as N1 is written as which one? Weight of the solute by gram molecular weight of solute by which one? W2 in kilograms. W2 means here the weight of solvent in kilograms, because it is in molar concentration. Okay, so the equation is written as a which one? Kf equal to, if it is in grams, then what happened here? W1 into 1000 by M1 into W2, where delta TF equal to. That is the relation between which one? Depression freezing point and ebuloscopic constant and molar mass of solute, and which one? Weight of solute and weight of solvent. Clear? From this one, the unknown solute molar mass, which molar mass? Gram molar mass can be calculated as M1 equal to written as which one? Kf, ebuloscopic constant into weight of solute into 1000 by which one? Delta TF into weight of solvent in grams. Here it is in kilograms, whereas while converted to grams, we know what happened by 1000. That 1000 will be reciprocate. So the molar mass of solute, the unknown molar mass of solute, which is present in a dilute solution and which is one of the calculated property of difference in freezing point, that when we calculate as M1 equal to product of which one, epsilon constant into weight of which one solute into 1000 by delta TF into W2. That is the molar mass of the solute which is present in the solution. Now, what are the units of Kb and Kf? Here Kb is called as which one? Elevation of boiling point. Here Kf is called as which one? Cryoscopic constant. So what are the units of these two constants? Both constants are same, but it is the difference between boiling point and this one is a freezing point. So from this equation, which one? Here, delta Tf equal to Kf into N1 by which one? W. So we require which unit? Kf. Means cryoscopic constant unit. So Kf equal to what happened? N1 by delta Tf into W. N1 means which one? Number of moles. This is in which one? Denominator. Kf equal to delta Tf into W2 by which one? N1. So delta Tf means difference in temperature. Temperature is measured in which one? Kelvin scale. So Kelvin. And W2 means kilograms. This one is which one? Moles. So Kelvin mole inverse into kilogram is the unit for which one? Kf. Kf means cryoscopic constant. The same unit for which one? Already we discussed about the which one? Ebullioscopic constant. So ebullioscopic constant as well as cryoscopic constant have both are same units. Which one? Kilogram into mole inverse into which one? Kilogram. That is the depression of freezing point. Yeah.